this video is way overdue. I've been saying I was gonna do this podcast since forever. So now that I have the time, I wanted to do my first episode of Smutbooks. Some of you know what Smutbooks is, some of you don't, but I'm gonna get right into it. I don't wanna talk too much. What I'm gonna be doing is reading something. It's a story that was emailed to me from my Instagram. I made an Instagram poll and a couple of people emailed me some different stories for me to read out loud. This one I am blind reading. I haven't read this one yet. Okay. This person said, a couple of years ago, I went through an emotional breakup. I was in a relationship for 4 years. He told me we're falling apart and I feel like he was the only one to think so. 2 months ago, I felt like I was ready to mingle again. I tried Bumble, but the guys on there looked like they smelled like okay. A couple of weeks later, I met a guy. He seemed fun, but the only thing that was bothering me was the age difference. Most of the time, I ignored it only because we barely went out. He always came to my apartment or sent me things through the mail. We lasted about 2 years. He ended up randomly ghosting me after a couple of arguments about me wanting to meet his family. At 48 years old, I would have expected him to have his shit together. First of all, 48? That's crazy. Oh my God. And that's a red flag. 2 years and you haven't met his family. Okay, no judgment. I was heartbroken because here I am in another failed relationship and with no answers. I feel you. Time went by and this time I did things a little different. I waited a couple of more months before dating. I didn't use dating apps either. I went out with my girlfriends more. I was being social to keep busy. I mean, usually after a heartbreak, due to experience and what I've seen after a heartbreak, usually the girl glows up. Like, especially if she was cheated on, they glow up. Like, I'm scared to use dating apps. I haven't used a dating app. I tried to like open one up, but before I would open one up, I would just like, this is not who I am. And then I'll just, but I can't see myself. I watch too many true crimes. I'm not getting kidnapped. So one day I'm at work and my girlfriend is texting me back and forth about a new place that opened up and she wants to go. We're out with a bunch of my friends and her girlfriends from her job, and we're all looking good. My friends and her friends are a different dynamic than her and I's friendship. Her and I are a drink wine kind of relationship, and her other friends are on some whole timing. We all have friends where you know that they're you know what, and you're not one, but you know that they have tendencies and you just entertain their antics and, stay on the sidelines until it gets too hectic where you gotta stop it. But I got some friends that are on some whole timing too. I see her and her friends are having a good time drinking like their fathers, so I'm here trying to catch up. Now we're here 7 shots into Casamigo and the room is spinning. Because amigos can always get you in trouble. Like, always. But I'm dancing and nobody could tell me. All of a sudden, I feel something pressed up against me. I turned around and there's a white, handsome man. Dark hair, muscles, a button down with a top half open. So I knew he was some type of Spanish. I don't know if it was the Casamigos or the truth, but this man looked fine as hell. Probably both. All of a sudden, he started whispering in my ear, and I was whispering back. We were vibing. A fight ends up breaking out, and the clubs turn the lights on and start to shut it down. A fight always breaks out in the clubs or the bars. My friends are going outside to wait for me. I'm grabbing my stuff and I'm headed to the bathroom. All of a sudden, the same guy from the dance floor comes and grabs me from behind. He asked me, "What are you doing after this?" And I said, "I don't know. I'm not trying to go home. I have friends outside waiting for me. They're my ride." He told me to tell them to go home and to go to his place. I don't live by myself. I live with my uncle, but he's barely home, he said. I go outside and told my friends that I was going home with him. They asked me if I was sure because I'm not the type of person, but I said yes. They have my location just in case so they feel better. I mean, yeah, once I send you my location, it's not for you to know where I'm at. It's in case I get kidnapped. You come and say, like, you're responsible for me now. Once, you know, you have my location, that's it. My life is in your hands. So I feel that. We're driving and he ends up pulling up to his house. I am stumbling out of the car. He comes to help me. I have my heels in my hand, walking barefoot up the stairs. He goes to put his finger on his mouth and tells me to be quiet. The kitchen light was on, which lit up a little bit of the house. And for two men to live in a house, it was pretty clean. There was no nasty smell. Everything had a place. I know some people that they have their own place and it looks and smells like there's no reason for it to smell like your dog has his name on the lease. Like, there's no way. If you have a pet, I feel like especially when you have a pet and I go into your house, I shouldn't smell the pet. Like, that's just me, honestly. And then I've met other people that I was kind of questioning, like, why is your house so neat? Like, why do you have candles lit? Like, you do not live by yourself, but they did. We go to his room, which is on the other side of the house. He has a shower in his bathroom. He has a shower in his bedroom. So he hands me a towel and a pair of underwear and a big t-shirt. I think they meant that he has a bathroom in his bedroom, like connected, like I do. I think that's what she meant, because I know he doesn't have a shower in his bedroom. That doesn't make any sense, but I'm jacking, that's what she meant. Or they meant. Okay, after I get out the shower, I come out and he's shirtless with his pants open, with a towel on his shoulder, getting ready to jump in after I came out. That's like sexy. That has sexy written all over it. I started to feel sick and my stomach started to hurt. I should have taken in the bathroom while I was showering, but I didn't have the urge. That's my fear. I be having stomach problems, and that's my fear. Being somewhere and all hell needs to break loose. As he showers, I'm in the bed. I pick a side and I'm holding the Xbox remote. My stomach pain passes and I felt better. He ends up coming out of the shower in just a towel wrapped around his waist. He asked me if I wanted anything from the kitchen because he was going over there. And I'm shy, so I said just water. I'm the same way. Just water, please. I don't ask for nothing. He gets back and lays on the bed. We're talking and laughing, and I told him that I had stomach pains while I was in the shower. And of course, as a man, he told me, let me kiss it. That's so annoying and so cringe. I hate that. Like, when you're cooking and someone says, what you cooking now? So did you save me some? Like, that's so cringe. Or like, oh, I'm about to take a shower without me. Like, that is so cringe. Yes, without you. I hate that. He started rubbing my stomach and then got lower. We started kissing and he started touching me. And of course, you already know what was happening. And then he goes and whispers, turn around. So I'm like, okay, maybe he wants to do it doggy style. So I turned around and all of a sudden I feel a pressure by my behind Oh my Jesus, the Lord. I started feeling a little nauseous, so he told me to just lay down and go to sleep and it'll pass. The next day around 11 a.m., I get awakened by loud screaming and cursing. I wake up, open my eyes, and just turn my head a little, and all of a sudden I see the same man over me, but cursing me out. So I wonder what the is wrong with this guy, and all of a sudden he pulls the sheets, and all I see is everywhere. That is my, that is my fear. One of my fears. I be having stomach problems, like I said. Oh my God. I ended up myself having this man all over his sheets. And because he was screaming and acting like an, we hear a knock on the door and he says, coming. Guess who walks in the door? My 48-year-old ex that ghosted me. Ended up being his cousin. Man. I'm speechless. I am so speechless right now. I cannot. First of all, not only did she have a horrible relationship status, she met a beautiful man. She on him. And the man that she was in love with before this beautiful man, they're related. Wait, I'm confused. That's harsh. I'm sorry. That is a story. Literally. Well, anyway, I hope you liked my first episode. This is my first episode. There's obviously gonna be way more exciting stories to come. If you do want to end up sending your own stories, just email that email. I will make sure to try and get to your story as soon as possible and try and make it to an episode of mine. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next episode.